Hey besties, so I made a video last night after watching the Black Mirror episode Hotel Reverie, and I like cried a lot. This is gonna be wobbling the whole time. Oh gosh, okay. And the background's boring. I want to like crochet something to put up here. This is my piano, so like if I crochet something really colorful, I think that would look fun, like really like rainbow gradient yarn or something would be cool. Anyway, so hopefully I get like a cooler background and like a less wobbly chair. I don't know, but at least I have this cute little rainbow, so that's fun and interesting. Anyway, I've also, I've been watching a lot of Niki Christine and the Interventionalists, and she like sits there and talks about like gay stuff. And I watched a video, I think I watched it on Saturday and she posted it on Thursday. But it was like Lesbian Visibility Week, like, and she talks about like how she discovered that she was a lesbian. I think it's called like that, and then like parentheses like after missing the signs or something. So oh my gosh, I should sit up with better posture. Anyway, yeah, so I was watching that video and I just related a lot to what she was talking about, and like I was like, I want to make my own videos, like I want to talk about it like too. I don't want to just like, I left a really long comment about how much I related to what she was saying in that video, but oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty. I gotta get my water closer. Anyway, my thing is like I can't edit videos right now, like my laptop just doesn't have enough storage, and I can't delete anything, and so it's kind of like I'm stuck in this like situation. This angle's kind of weird and I think it's making my hands look like freakishly big. I shouldn't say freakishly, that's like mean. Let me just see if I can fix that. Then my head's kind of cut off, but like I'll just like lean back a little. Okay, so we're just like having like a casual chat, right? So yeah. I've been watching a lot of Niki Christine. I don't know why I like question, I was like, that's not right. The Interventionalists, and yeah, I wanted to talk about, okay, one thing I noticed, like in her videos, she kind of like repeats herself like that, like I just kind of did, and I don't see people in the comments like complaining like, oh my god, like you said the same thing like 3 times. Like, so I feel like I can just talk and post a video without editing it, but like that's not really like the vibe for my other channels. Like I do like music, and so like I mess up sometimes and like want to edit like takes together, and then like with astrology I want to be able to edit like the charts, like put a screenshot of a chart I'm talking about on the screen if I need to, and so like yeah, I'm just like gonna do this on this other channel. So yeah, and then like I said, potentially make another 4th channel. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. That's a lot of stuff. I keep saying crazy, like when I don't say it that much in real life, but like when I'm doing this, I kind of do. Anyway, yeah, I don't like this angle either, so we're just gonna do that. I probably shouldn't lean on that, that's probably bad for the keys, but anyway. So I just wanted to talk about like how I realized I was gay, even though it's a little bit after Lesbian Visibility Week, because she posted it like last Thursday and then I saw it on Saturday, and then I kind of like felt really sick, like my tummy was hurting and I like threw up, and then I had a headache, and it was like, I get migraines, but it's usually like the headache and then throwing up, and this was like backwards, and I was like, what's going on? Anyway, but now I feel better, so I'm like, let's talk about it, let's get into it. I just like, in her video she talks about like reading fan fiction, like I used to read like Glee fan fiction, like Kurt and Blaine. I loved Klaine and Destiel from Supernatural. Loved it. And then I would like sprinkle some other stuff in there, but it was like those were my 2 main things. But I used to like, when I first got into fan fiction, I'm getting like a call and it won't go away. Like I'm just gonna ignore it, but it just stays there for like ever until I get rid of it. So okay, so yeah, Klaine and Destiel, I loved reading their like fan fiction of it, and I started with the fluff, like so if you don't know, fluff is like the cute like romantic like flirting stories, and then there's smut, which is like when they're like having like full-on Charli S E X, as, oh gosh, I can't remember her name right now, Bryony? I'll try to put a video of hers. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Like, I can't edit, but I can, I can go in the description box, from my computer. So, yeah, I think it's Bryony. Yeah, she does video essays, and she calls Charli S E X, because, like, the, you know, YouTube, like, whatever. I think I have, like, 7 subscribers at this point, so I think I can just say sex, and it, like, won't really make a difference, but, yeah, what was I talking about? I just remember saying Charli S E X. Okay, hold on, let me, like, backtrack. I do this all the time. I did this in therapy once. Like, my therapist was really good at it. Like, remember, I was like, why did I bring that up? I just did, like, a little awkward turtle for no reason. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to talk about, like, oh, so fan fiction. Okay, like, I'm just gonna start over the whole video every time. I need to remember where I was. So I was talking about fan fiction, and I liked those 2 ships, and I used to read fluff, and it's either fluff or smut. That's why I started talking about sex. Okay. Charli S E X. So once I started reading the, like, smut, and I was like, this is, like, it's really fun to read, and, like, you know, I don't know, I have this memory of, like, I was kind of embarrassed about it. Like, I didn't want people to find out, like, that I was reading fan fiction in general, and then especially, like, once they're, like, having sex, it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is so, like, I don't know, I grew up Christian, so it's probably like, oh my gosh, this is, like, wrong on some level, and especially because it's, like, gay fan fiction, and I just, like, didn't want people to think I was, like, weird and, like, a weird fangirl or, like, nerd or something, which, like, I have glasses, so, like, they probably thought I was a nerd anyway, because it's high school. Yeah, but I have this memory of being like, oh my gosh, now that I'm, like, reading this, like, I'm gonna grow up, and this is gonna be, like, something that, like, I always will have done, like, in my past. Like, I'm always gonna, like, have this memory of me reading this, like, smutty fan fiction, like, as I'm growing older. Like, I'll be, like, this old lady with, like, grandkids running around, and they're gonna be like, I'm just gonna know in my head, like, I used to read gay smut. You guys, like, don't even know, you know? But, like, I'm not, like, embarrassed by it now. I actually write my own, like, smutty stories sometimes, so I kind of had this idea, like, I could do a bunch of short stories about, like, sapphic women, mostly. Like, there'd be more stuff mixed in there, but, like, the majority would be that, probably, and just, like, combine it into, like, a little book and call it, like, How Do They, you know? But, like, I don't know. Let me know if that sounds interesting to you. And I can, like, put in some more effort into it. But, yeah. Most of them, when I say I write them, I mostly, like, plan on writing them. I have written some parts of some of them. I don't think that's for me. Okay. The text. But I have to get rid of it manually. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, Niki's video also talks about, like, there's a boy who asked her out and, like, asked her to be his girlfriend, and she said no because she didn't want to be his girlfriend, and then shortly after he, like, started dating, like, another girl, and, like, it really upset her, and she's like, but, like, I didn't even like him, and then, like, she realized she liked the girl, but, like, yeah, I had this, when I was in 6th grade, I had this friend, and, like, we would hang out a lot, we would, like, arm wrestle and stuff, and, like, I never really thought anything of it, and then one day he asked me out, and then I was like, oh, like, I felt so weird, and I was like, I don't think I want to go out with him, do I? Like, I think I should want to go out with him, but, like, I don't know, and we're in, like, 6th grade, so I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what would that mean to, like, go out? Because, like, we can't drive, we can't, like, go on a date, like, to the movies, like, we'd have to ask our parents, like, hey, can you drive us to our date? Like, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't even seem like, it just doesn't seem real, like, and I was like, I think I told him I had to ask my parents, and so, like, he asked me, like, one day at school, and then, like, we came back the next day, and, like, we went to talk, and I was like, I didn't ask my parents. I think I had a Girl Scout meeting that night, and there's a girl who did, like, date a lot of boys, and I was like, I should ask her, like, we were in the car alone together for a moment, and I was like, I should talk to her about this and like ask her, like, this guy asked me out, like, I don't know what to say. And because I was like, then she's gonna be like, well, do you like him? And I'd be like, what? Like, I don't I don't know. Like, what does it even mean? Like, I also have this memory of asking, like, in 3rd grade, I had this friend, and we were talking, and she's like, I think she asked me if I liked any boys, and I was like, what do you even mean? Like, how do you know? How do you know if you like someone? And then she's like, you just know. I was like, okay, well, I don't know, so I think I'm gonna have to say no. I don't like any boys. I don't think I said that. I just kind of like got really worried. I was like, oh gosh, something's wrong with me because I don't know. Like, everybody else knows this thing and I don't know. And also, like, one time, I remember watching TV with my sister and my mom, and there was a commercial on, and I think it was like a razor commercial or something, and it was like a close-up of this like man's face. He like had a beard, and I kind of looked at it and like wasn't interested and looked away. And then my younger sister was like, she's 2 years younger, she's like, oh, he's cute. And like, I was really young at the time, like I was probably like less than 10 years old, like, so like I was not really interested in boys or like dating at all. And so I was like surprised that like she said that, because I was like, you're younger than me, like what? And then my mom was like, she agreed, she's like, oh yeah, he is. And I looked again and I was like, what? How do you know? I asked, how do you know? And they're like, you just do. And so like everyone's always telling me like you just know these things, and I just like didn't know them. And so like I always felt really weird, and like, yeah, it felt like something was wrong with me. And like the fact that like I couldn't get a boyfriend, like I wanted a boyfriend so badly, like in middle school and high school, I like couldn't find a boyfriend. And like all these other girls that I like, looking back now, I'm like, that's really like judgmental, but like girls that I thought were like uglier than me were able to get boyfriends, and like I like still couldn't. I was like, there's something wrong with me, you know. And like I would have a lot of friends who were girls who would like get boyfriends, and then we would hang out less. And like there's some people I like don't talk to at all now, because we used to be friends and then they got a boyfriend, and then we just like stopped talking. Like we never saw each other again. Classic. Oh my gosh, by the way, there's a show that I watched like right after I got dumped on Valentine's Day. That was a Monday, and I finished the day at work, but then like the next day I woke up, I was so nauseous. I was like, my stomach was just like in knots. I was like, I can't go to work, and I stayed home that day. And then I think the next day I was fine, but I took it off because like it was during COVID, and we were supposed to test every like other day, and I was supposed to test. They didn't tell me. I was like, hey, I can't come to work today. And yeah, I guess I was supposed to test and I didn't. And then they're like, okay, so you can't come to work this day or something, like whatever, something like that. So I took 2 days off, and I watched a show that I can't remember the name of right now, but I think it's called like Baby Doll? No, that's the Nicole Kidman movie. Let me check really quick. Sorry, this is terrible content. It has the girl from Two Broke Girls. That's probably how I'm gonna have to get to this. But anyway, Two Broke Girls cast. Gosh, this must be so exciting for you guys. And I don't remember what I was talking about now either. I was just trying to recommend the show. Okay, so the other thing that I was gonna say is I also had crushes on gay boys. Like, okay, so let's talk about the Am I a Lesbian masterdoc for a second. I read that and it was like, oh my god, like it really helped a lot for me. So like I don't want to like get too much into it because it was a long time ago. I don't totally remember everything it said, but it really like opened my eyes, and it was like, yeah, why isn't it just coming up with like the two people who played the thing? Anyway, this is so frustrating. I hate technology sometimes, and like my dad's really bad with it, and I'll just like hear him trying to do something, he'll like cuss out his laptop in the other room. Anyway, so yeah, I had crushes on gay boys, and it was kind of like I thought that they liked me first, and then one of them came out to me in high school, like senior year, and then one of them came out I think after freshman year of college, but like I didn't know they were gay. I had no idea. I like okay, when I was in like second grade, I remember being on the playground. It might have been first. It might have been, it's very like fuzzy, but like there's a kid who was like, I remember being by the slide. That's so clear to me. Like we were standing by the slide, we were like in a circle. There were a bunch of kids and someone was like talking about gay people. I didn't hear the whole thing. I was kind of like playing and like heard, like came into it like, what's going on, what's going on? So it's like people are talking about like, oh, gay. Do you know what gay is? Gay means you like boys, and if you're a lesbian you like girls. And I heard the word lesbian. That was the first time I heard the word lesbian, and I just remember thinking like, that's so long, like why gay and like lesbian? I'm like, that's too long, like I couldn't remember it. Like if you asked me like what did it mean to like girls, I couldn't have told you. Like that's too long of a word, it's too many syllables. Like I remember gay but I don't remember lesbian. God, just freaking go to the main cast. Why is it so hard on the iPad? Photos. Kat Dennings, thank you. Kat Dennings is in Dollface. It's called Dollface. There we go. I gotta get this away from me. Okay, so yeah, I had crushes on gay boys. I also had a very intense crush on a teacher, like a male teacher who had a wife and like 5 kids. And like nothing happened. Like don't get, like I didn't do anything about it. I just like, I noticed it and I was like, this is weird. Why is this happening? And like one time we were like, my family was out to eat at dinner and like I caught myself like, I want to talk about him, like I want to bring up this teacher. And it was like, why? Like he was really funny, like a lot of people liked him, but like I had this like really intense like crush on him, and it was like, where did this come from? And I remember wanting to talk about him at dinner and like being like, don't, let me just count how many times the urge to like bring him up comes up. And I counted like 37 times like that I wanted to bring up this like male, like married teacher who was like unavailable. Like I don't know if I would have tried something if he would have gone for it. I don't, probably not. It's illegal. Like I was 17. My birthday's in August, so I was 17 the whole year. So it would have been like even like doubly. Some people will justify and be like, oh well, the student's like 18. It's like they're technically, no, it's still not okay because the teacher still has a position of power over them, but it's still like doubly illegal. It would have been in this case had something happened, which it did not. But yeah, I was just like, why do I have these like such intense feelings for like this like unavailable teacher? This guy, like I thought he was gonna ask me out and then he came out to me. And then like another friend, like this one was a little bit different because like both my parents were alcoholics. They both drink a lot. Drink a lot. Now they're both in AA, so they're both sober, but yeah, they were drunk basically. My dad didn't get sober till I was 20, like so like my 21st birthday he was sober for like the first time. That's not true, he was sober for my senior year too, but I didn't know that because he was still like acting the same way because he wasn't like in AA. He was just like dry drunk, I guess they call it. Like you're still like, you have the same problems and you're just like not drinking, instead of like AA is kind of like a little like community where you can go and talk about your problems. Although like I do watch Knitting Cult Lady and she says it's a cult, and I'm like, I've seen it help my dad a lot and I don't want to be like, hey, actually that's cult. So like I'm trying to be like open-minded about it and be like, she can be right about it being a cult, and also my dad can be helped by it, right? Like Saturn and Pisces. Two things can be true at once, maybe. So yeah, I had all these crushes on like unavailable boys and men, and like Darren Criss the actor, it wasn't really a crush. Like that one I noticed, like because I would see other people, like other girlies on Tumblr, because he was in a Harry Potter musical which I watched and I liked, but I didn't like learn the whole cast's names like other people sometimes choose to do. I'm just that way about everything. I'm a Gemini moon, so like sometimes people will get into a band and like be like, I like this band, I'm gonna learn all the band members' names and like everything about them and like follow them on Twitter or like whatever social media they're using, and like just get really invested in this. And I'm like, I like their music, so I'm gonna listen to their music. And like sometimes I just play the album, I don't even know what the songs are called, like especially with like Fall Out Boy and stuff, which is like the specific band I was thinking of. I don't think I said it, but like some of like my friends in high school and like other like Tumblr people were like just really invested in Fall Out Boy. And so like I knew about them because of other people like doing stuff like that. So like then Darren Criss got on Glee, and I was like a big fan of Glee, and like a big, not like a big part of the Glee fandom necessarily, but I did like follow a lot of like Glee fandom people because I liked Glee, and like a lot of people would post like the songs, and so you can like download them with like the X Kit or whatever extension. So yeah, I was like just downloading all the songs from them too. Anyway, and like people would post like the fan fiction and stuff, so like yeah, that was fun. And speaking of Glee once more, the first time I do remember being like, oh my god, I think I'm a lesbian, or like, am I a lesbian? I think that was it. It was watching Glee. So it wasn't the first time I'd seen this episode. I had stayed home. I was in 11th grade. And I think we had like an essay in English class that I like didn't want to write, and so I like said I was sick and I stayed home. And I still had to like end up writing it the next day or something, so it didn't work out the way I was hoping. But we stayed home, and I had season 1 on Glee, like on DVD, season 1 of Glee on DVD. Like I think someone got it for me for like a birthday present or something. And so like I was watching that. I was like, Mom, I'm sick. And so like we're just watching the whole thing. We started from the beginning, and then there's the episode where okay, Quinn's singing to, I think it's Finn, and she's singing You Keep Me Holding On, right? And like she's in her cheerleader outfit. It's not Quinn necessarily that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, am I a lesbian for Diana Agron? She's like beautiful, but like that wasn't it. So she's like dancing in her cheerleader uniform. All the other cheerleaders are with her, like on the football field. And then it like cuts scenes, and they're like in the theater on stage, and like Quinn's still singing up front, but like the girls in the background are wearing these like football uniforms, but they're like cut out so that you can see like their stomachs, and they like, I was like, oh my god, they're hot. They look hot. And I was like, that's the first time I've ever really like thought that, like, oh my gosh, like, am I gay? And so I remember going and writing like in a, like, I had this notebook. It was like a spirally like orange. I'd gotten it for probably Christmas from like an aunt or an uncle or something. I don't remember. But like I'd never used it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do about this. Like, am I gay? And so I wrote down like, I think I might be gay. Like, I don't know what to do about it. I guess like the logical thing would be like try to kiss a girl and see if I like it, but like I don't know any girls who would want to like kiss me, you know. And then like years later I like thought about that, like after all my, like, not all of my friends from high school, like most of the people like a lot of the girls that I was close to in high school did turn out to be like queer or something. Some people don't like the word queer. I don't know, I don't want to label everyone that, but you get what I mean. Turned out to like girls, and maybe some of them would have been interested in kissing me if I brought it up, but I didn't, because I thought that they'd be like, no, no thanks. That's weird. Why would you even ask that? Yeah, and so like nothing happened. Oh, I was talking about, okay, my parents are both alcoholics, and so there was a boy in my class who like was very adamant about not drinking and not doing drugs. He was like, I'm never, and he didn't swear, like he was just very like, I was like, oh my gosh, he's my soulmate, because like I do remember when I'm just going back like every grade for you guys. In 5th grade, I remember this boy. I want to say people's names, but I'm not going to do that. This guy I wanted to say his like first and last name. There's this boy, and I just remember we were like, we were in class, and we got up and walked like probably to the library or something, and then we got up and we were walking back, or maybe it was an assembly, because I feel like if it was the library we would have been like holding books. I don't think we're like, I think we had an assembly, and then Nick, I said his name, sorry. I didn't say his last name. There's like a million Nicks in the world, so okay. So this boy and I were walking back next to each other talking, and I just had this vision of us like old and like married, and like just a couple just like talking to each other after like a day of work or whatever, or I don't know. I was like kind of like, okay, I'm gonna take that back, because what he said is why I was thinking about after work. But so we were talking, and I kind of like started thinking like, oh, maybe I could like him or something. And then he said something like, oh, I can't wait to be older and like just come home after work and have a beer. And I'm like, both my parents are alcoholics. I'm never marrying an alcoholic. Like, if you drink, you cannot come into my house. Like, I'm not that extreme now, but like, I'm like, that's bad. Like, I don't want it. So like that immediately was like the ick for me. It's like, no, I can never be with him. So yeah, that was like my just shortest little crush. And then also in 5th grade, I had like my first kiss with a girl. There was this girl obviously in my class, and we would like walk around holding hands. And one day she was like, I think it's really cool that you don't think it's weird that we're both girls and we're holding hands. And I was like, I had not considered it. I was like, why would that be weird? Oh, I still haven't finished that first story about like learning the word lesbian. But anyway, yeah, I was like, why would that be weird? And then she was like, do you think it'd be weird if we kissed? I was like, no. And so we kissed. And yeah, she had to move. Like, I have this, like, she moved later that year, and I remember like being sad that she was gonna move, and like I probably had a crush on her and I didn't know. But like I remember writing my name and phone number on a piece of paper, and it was like the whole paper, like the whole 8x11. I folded it in half and like gave it to her, and I think she like teared up like when I did that. And she's like, she never called me. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. And then she has the same name as another girl who I liked, who like one time she was like, you can call me whenever, and I was like, yeah, but like I don't really like talking on the phone, so like I'm probably not gonna do that. Like, I'm a texter. I just like, I don't like talking on the phone because I like doing something with my hands, and like if I'm on the phone, it's like I want to be like looking at my phone, like playing a game or something while I'm like listening to the person, and it's like I can't do that because I'm like on the phone. And like FaceTime, I'm just like, I just get texting. I'm mercurial. I have a Gemini moon, Virgo sun, both ruled by Mercury and Virgo. So I'm just like, anyway, love using my hands. Anyway, ladies, just kidding. Yeah, moving on to, so that was my first kiss with a girl. And then there was another one. I'm gonna get back to what I was saying before about like in like 2nd grade learning the word lesbian. So yeah, they said if you like boys, that means you're gay, and if you like girls, that means you're lesbian. It doesn't matter like what gender you are, it matters what you like. So like a girl was like, oh, I like boys, does that mean I'm gay? And they're like, yeah. Yeah, you're gay. And then someone, like a boy, was probably like, I like girls, am I a lesbian? And they're like, yeah. So like just none of us knew what those words meant. And like this lasted till like at least 5th grade, 6th grade. Like some of us still were like, well, I like boys, so I'm gay. And like it was so weird. Like, but I didn't like boys. Like I didn't identify as gay. And I hadn't liked a girl either. I don't know, maybe I did. There was a girl who like, I went to this place by my dad's work for like daycare, and a lot of other people, I went there for daycare and kindergarten, and a lot of other people went to the same school like for elementary school for like 1st through 6th grade. So a lot of people went to kindergarten there too. I did not, so I went to a different one. But there was like a girl at this daycare thing. She would come there after school so she was a year older than me, so she was in 1st grade when I was in kindergarten, and she'd go there after school. And so we met there, and we would like hang out at the daycare. And then I saw her like when I was in 1st grade and she was in 2nd grade, and I saw her at the school, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna say her name either. But like I think maybe I might have liked her because I remember her like running away from me. Like I might have like been trying to be too affectionate or something, or maybe she was like embarrassed because she was like a 2nd grader. She didn't want to be seen with a 1st grader, you know. But like I don't know. I do remember her like I was too much for her, and she would like run away from me. So like that might have been because I like had feelings for her and she like didn't or something. I don't know. But I don't really remember it that well. But yeah. So, and then yeah, I don't really need to talk about the second kiss with a girl because that didn't really like change anything. So also also there were a few things that like halted the progress too, because my family was like Catholic. Like my parents both went to Catholic school. I had an aunt who would like come pick me up and take me sometimes, and sometimes me and my sister to church like every Sunday. They weren't Catholic. I don't know what they would identify as, to be honest. But like my parents, like I said, were alcoholics. They were usually hungover in the mornings on Sunday, and then like Sunday's football day, they're like very big football people, so they're like more interested in watching football than going to church. I was really into going to church. Like when I read Jeanette McCurdy's book, I thought it was so funny because like we were both like very adamant about going to church as kids. I'm not really like, yeah, I wouldn't do that now. Actually, I did go to a Catholic service because it was like my grandma's birthday or something, and my dad's like, well, you should come because they're gonna say, and she died like a few years ago now, but he's like, they're gonna have like they're gonna do a little thing for Nana, so just come. I know you don't like going to church, but come to this one. They didn't do anything for her, but there were these like two people that wanted to join the church, and so they like had us stand up and welcome the new people. This is not funny. I shouldn't. Okay, I'm like, oh, getting uncomfortable, and I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. So they had us like raise our right hands and like put forward a blessing. I don't want to do the gesture, but Elon Musk did it recently 2 times during the inauguration. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can go check that. But they had us do a specific gesture to like raise our right hand, send our blessings to the people who were coming in, and I like was doing it for a second, and I like stopped, and I was like looking around like, this is the Nazi salute, like what are we doing? And I put my hand down and I was like, can I leave? Like, is there a way? Like I can't really like get out of the pews during the middle of the service. Like I can't, like, oh my god, like what do I do? And I was like, I'm never going back again. That was what I decided. Like my dad's tried to get me a few more times, like, come on, just go. I'm like, no, they had us do the Nazi. I'm not going back to fucking church. Anyway, it's not funny. That's what I mean. I'm just like, I'm not going back. But I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like I should have like stood up and been like, are you guys looking around? Like, can you see what you're doing? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, put your arms down, you fucking, anyway. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I should have done something maybe, but like, I was kind of frozen, like shocked. And so I was like, I shouldn't have been shocked. Like fascism has been rising in this country for a long time, but like, I don't know. Yeah. So that doesn't really have that much to do with this. Back to, I talked about it because like, yeah, my aunt who would pick me up to take me to church, she took us to, she was also like my like cultural influence, you know, or like she wanted to be. She tried to show me like Star Wars. My parents never like showed us Star Wars, so like I didn't know anything about it. She's like, you've never seen Star Wars? And so she's like, you have to come over and watch it. She played the first movie and I just like kept asking questions. And yeah, she showed us Doctor Who though, and I was more interested in that. And so like there was this, we lived in Los Angeles area, and so there's at Amoeba Music there was this like thing where they were selling the season 5A DVDs of Doctor Who, like the new iteration with like Matt Smith and Karen Gillan, not like season 5. I think they call it series, like series 5. It's been a while since I watched it, so I don't really remember, but all these details. But yeah, so Matt Smith and Karen Gillan were there at Amoeba. No, not the day. So you go buy the DVD and then you get like a little pass to come back a week later. And like we were standing in line to like meet them, and then they would sign. Typically you would bring back the same DVD that you bought and have them sign that. I happened to be like in between that week. My parents, like, we drove to Vegas for some reason, and I was like, it was the summer before my senior year, and we had a senior like summer reading assignment, and so like I had Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and like I was reading it like on the car ride back from Vegas, and then I think we like went like really fast or something, like, I don't remember, I think there was a time crunch, we didn't have time to like go back and get the DVD or something, and so I was like, I'm just gonna have them sign this book that I'm reading for English class, which is like kind of unique, so like, okay, cool. But yeah, I did make Karen Gillan laugh, and I was really proud of myself for that, so that's like pretty gay. Because I remember she's like, this is, you don't have any, like, Doctor Who thought this is a weird thing to have a sign kind of thing. I was like, yeah, well, I spent all my money on Harry Potter merch, which like is not a joke I would make now. Fuck JK Rowling. I actually didn't spend much money on a Harry Potter merch. I think I bought like a Time Turner necklace. I don't think it was official, but I did like have all the books and all the movies, and I did donate all the books to some neighbor kids so they could read it without JK Rowling getting more money, which some people might argue that like having them read it is so bad because there's still a lot of like negative stuff in there, like the anti-Semitism and whatnot, and like, yeah, just like the house elves are like voluntarily slaves, and like Hermione tries to free them, and like that's a bad thing. It's kind of weird, and like all this, yeah. Anyway, arguably not a great thing that I did, but I also gave them like some Nintendo Switch games. Like I was like moving a lot, and I had a bunch of stuff that like books and movies. I had the like, I bought this thing I saw on Instagram. It was like all the Studio Ghibli, is it Ghibli? I don't know how to pronounce it, because I usually like read it, but yeah, the Studio Ghibli like DVDs, it had like all of the movies on it, and in like 6-disc set or something, and so I bought it from Instagram. And then like the HBO Max, my dad always pays for HBO Max, and then he's always like, do I have to keep paying for this? And my sister keeps saying like, yes, I like watching, like there's like 1 or 2 shows that she'll watch on it. Like I watch it all the time, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna let her like take this battle, because yeah, he's always like, can I cancel this? And I'll be like, no. But I don't want him to be like, I'm spending so much money, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever, yeah, cancel it, it's fine. Anyway, that's not the point of this. So yeah, I made Karen Gillan laugh. And I felt really proud of myself for that, which is very gay. And I feel like there is something more here that I was gonna explore more, but I'm gonna like pull back to the main point. Yeah, so there were a lot of signs, but there were a lot of things that were stopping me, like my homophobic aunt, which is why we're at the Doctor Who thing. Okay, so we met Karen Gillan and Matt Smith, I guess, that's fine too. Like I don't remember, like his face is blurry, like I was not interested. Anyway, on the way back, I remember like we were walking into the car, and I think I made a joke about Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy being gay for each other, because that was like something that I had seen people joking about online, or like I was making a joke, but I'd seen people like write actual like fan fiction about it. I think I'd actually written fan fiction about it like in my notes app on my iPad, and then some of my classmates found I like let them use my iPad. I didn't think they were gonna go through my notes, and they did, and they were like reading it and laughing, and I don't know if they were laughing because it was like funny because I'm like such a good writer, or if they like were making fun of me because I was like some nerd writing like Harry Potter fan fiction where he's like gay for Draco Malfoy. Anyway, yeah, so I made a joke about them being gay, and my aunt was like, the whole car ride, that was like as we were getting into the car, and the whole car ride like back basically, I feel like she was like, actually being gay is wrong. If it's legal for gay people to get married, this was pre, so it's like if that becomes legal, then like there are certain parts of the Bible that like preachers can't say out loud in church, like without it being considered a hate crime, and like blah 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 blah, all this stuff. And I was like, oh my god, like what the fuck. And like my sister was there, I mean, I don't want to out her, but she's not 100% straight. And then like my cousin was there, she's also not like I'm more than one aunt, more than one cousin, one sister though, so if you know me, you know her, and you didn't know that, I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, so like traumatizing multiple like young queer women here. I don't know if they identify with that word. Anyway, they also work at weapons manufacturers right now, so I don't really care how they identify. I'm gonna stick with that word. Yeah, I haven't spoken to them in a little while. Anyway, since like pre-October 7th, maybe October 6th, 2023. I texted my sister once, and then that was it. yeah. And my cousin's boyfriend, like, looked at my Instagram story. Like, I imagine, like, my cousin was like, why isn't she watching my Instagram stories? Like, go see what she's, anyway. Cool. Moving on. Yeah. So the way I realized I was gay, did I get that into this yet? I was talking about, Quinn singing You Keep Me Hanging On. Yeah, I did finish. And the, like, girls in the football uniforms, I was like, that's hot. And then I wrote in my journal, yeah, I talked about all of that. Then nothing happened for a long time, and then, like, I started identifying as asexual, actually, because I was like, well, I don't really like anybody, but, like, there were girls, I remember in high school, I would, like, look at a girl and be like, oh my god, she's the, like, prettiest girl I've ever seen. Like, probably before that too, like, not elementary school, I don't remember that, but, like, I did kiss that one girl, so, like, probably I've, like, the signs were there. Yeah, I think I'm trying to say middle school. Middle school, I do remember, like, there was a girl that I thought was really pretty. High were like, girls I thought were really pretty. And, like, yeah, it was just, like, nothing would happen with them, obviously, because, like, I didn't even know that you could be gay, or, like, so, yeah. But I also, like, I did and I didn't, right? Because, like, I didn't really know what gay meant, but, like, I was like, I see, but, like, I'd never seen lesbian representation, so, like, I didn't know, like, you see, like, gay men usually, and, like, oh my gosh, I hope that notification goes away. Let's give it a second. Yeah, like, I just didn't really know. Even on Glee, like, Brittany and Santana would, like, make out, but, like, then they both had their boyfriends, you know, so it wasn't, like, a real thing to me, but, like, you know, but, like, I still, like, felt like I could be it, but, like, it didn't matter, kind of, in a way, because, like, even if I liked girls, like, I would probably just, like, have a boyfriend anyway, which is, like, pretty much what happened. If you watched my video that I posted yesterday, I kind of talked about, there's this girl that I liked, and, like, I had such strong feelings for her, but, like, no outlet, because she wasn't gay. She told me she was asexual, which, like, since I identified as asexual at one point, I was like, maybe, like, that's, like, just part of her story. I don't want to sound, like, acephobic here, because, like, asexual people do exist, but, like, because I thought I was, and, like, I turned out to, like, not be, I thought, like, maybe that might be the case for her too, but, like, at the end of the day, it's not, like, up to me to decide, like, anyway, so, like, yeah, that didn't work out. But I had such strong feelings for her that I did, like, date a man, and, like, I was like, at least I can talk to her about, like, you know, like, oh, this guy likes me, oh, he asked me on a date, oh, like, we're going out, and, like, blah blah blah, like, oh, he kissed me for the first time, and so, like, I had all this stuff to talk to her about, like, since I was dating him. And then, like, there's another guy who asked me out, and, like, we went shopping together to, like, find a good, like, a cute date outfit and stuff, so it was, like, I did date, like, kind of date men, but it was kind of, like, to get closer to her, like, at the end of the day, like, so, I don't know, like, I just, like, yeah. Let's see, is there anything else I need to address that I started talking about and haven't finished yet? I am gonna save that other story of the other kiss, and that was, like, it. I haven't really been with another woman, because, like, the girl that I had such strong feelings for, like, wasn't into girls, so then I started thinking, like, because it felt like love at first sight to me, like, the first time I saw her, it was just, like, so overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, like, there she is, kind of thing, which is, like, what Blaine says to Kurt on, he's like, oh, there you were, and then they kiss, and I just, like, I wanted to touch her, like, her legs, like, I'd never felt that, like, her thighs, I'd never felt that, like, so strongly, or, like, at all, and so I was just like, oh my god, like, this is, like, true love, this is love at first sight. And like, it took us a while, like, we worked at a restaurant together, and so it was kind of, like, hard to have time to, like, actually talk and get to know each other, because, like, we usually worked both when it was busy, like, Friday nights, and, like, I would start earlier, and then I'd get, like, cut when it was, like, slowing down, but then she'd still be kind of busy, and then she'd be there, like, all night, and so it's, like, I can't, like, I'm not just gonna, like, wait till she gets off at, like, midnight, 12:30, 1 a.m. when I'm cut at, like, 8 p.m. like, you know, so I was just, like, I would just go home, like, not see her again for another week, and be like, oh my god, like, I wish I could talk to her. And then, like, we started getting shifts where we could talk to each other, and, like, the first time I just remember, like, I felt like so, like everything she said, I was like, I like resonate with that so much. Like I feel you so much. 4444 on the clock. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, I was like, I just feel like everything she says, like I relate to, like, I feel like we have so much in common, like this could like really work. But like she started dating a guy that worked there too. Anyway, yeah, I don't really want to get like too much into this because I already kind of talked about it yesterday. But like, yeah, that definitely, like any question that I had about like being asexual, I was like, I don't think that anymore. Like I actually remember watching Game of Thrones, and like there were multiple times when like there are women naked, and like so I felt like attraction to that, but like I didn't know if that was just because it's like, I mean, it's HBO, it's like over sexualized, and like it's only the women usually being like over sexualized like this. Like the men usually like don't go, like we don't see them like that. Oh my gosh, okay, anyway, yeah, I think this video is like pretty much wrapped up anyway. But yeah, so that made me question it too. I was like, I don't know if it's just like because of the way that they're portraying women versus the way that they're portraying men, is why I'm feeling that way. And so yeah, anyway, I guess that's it for this video because that's all, yeah, that's all I can think of to say. So thanks for watching. I'll probably like do this more because I want to post on my other channels, but I can't because I can't edit them. So I'm probably just gonna like sit and talk about like whatever my thoughts and stuff. So okay, thanks again for watching. Bye.